This is Monster Toyo. Almost 3 years ago, Monster Toyo burst onto the off-road and Toyota scene with his absolutely crazy driving, his seemingly indestructible Toyota Hilux, and a great sense of humor. And then he disappeared. Yet millions of people watched his lighthearted videos. The videos almost always showed a guy in his trusty Hilux trying to help somebody get somewhere, but generally making things a little bit worse. For the Hilux fans watching, his truck is a 1991 Hilux. It's the 2.4-liter diesel. It was originally from the Netherlands. His dad brought it home in 1995. He's definitely done some work on it. It has a lift, it had 35-inch tires, he added disc brakes in the rear, he had upgraded gears, and he had added a locker. Remarkably, that truck has been rolled twice, and it's been hydrolocked once. But he'd always managed to rebuild it and get it back to working order. So almost a year ago, I was actually able to get a hold of Monster Toyo, and it was because I wanted to do a story on him. We were able to start exchanging a few messages, and I was able to get some interview questions to him. He gave me permission to actually use his clips in a video, and we started talking. One thing I found interesting is he said the idea to wear a pumpkin, it just happened to occur to him once on Halloween, just randomly. His first language isn't English, and he doesn't want to talk a lot in his videos, so he kind of lets the action and the story do the talking. So the pumpkin head was really just kind of the perfect thing to hide behind. He's also expressed that his goal with his videos is just to make people smile and give them something to laugh about. He says life is hard enough, and he just wanted his videos to be something that could bring people happiness. So he actually only ever posted 15 times online. 15 posts. That's it. Yet his videos have been seen by millions around the globe. So I think what he was doing was working. His last new video clip was uploaded on Christmas Day 2021, and it was a video of him trying to help Santa's sleigh get unstuck. Of course, to disastrous results. And after that, there was nothing. Monster Toyo is Ukrainian, and on February 24th, 2022, whatever life he knew changed forever.
20 пролетіло. Не видно українського герба. Точно російські. Прямо над хатами.
Good morning from the Ukrainian capital, Kiev. Gunfire and explosions have been heard here and in the second city of Kharkiv shortly after the Russian president.
He lived in the Carpathian Mountains, which is in the southwestern corner of Ukraine. This is actually the part of the Ukraine that is the farthest away from the war. My guess is if he really wanted to, he could have found a way to just sit the whole war out. But this guy does not seem like the type that runs away from danger. In Monster Toyo fashion, it turns out he went straight to the front lines. From this point going forward, communication becomes really scarce. For obvious reasons, his country's been invaded. He's fighting for his family and he's trying to stay alive, which is no easy task on the front lines in this war. And it's freezing. It's February and it's the Ukrainian winter. So obviously my story takes a back seat at this point. So here's the timeline. He posts his last video on Christmas Day 2021. The invasion happens on February 24th, 2022. A bunch of time goes by and we start to think something has probably happened to him. We can't get a hold of him. No new messages whatsoever. And all of a sudden, on June 12th, 2022, we get a message that says, I'm alive and I'm fighting on the front lines. And then he goes quiet again. November 1st rolls around, 2022, and we get another update. Says he's still alive, he's still fighting, and he thanks everyone for their support. After this, I was able to catch up with him very briefly and exchange just a few messages. After that, it goes silent. People start to get worried. And after almost a year, people start to accept the inevitable. I've never personally lived in a war zone or worked in a war zone. I did do a ton of work in global health where I traveled to a ton of the third world countries. For example, I worked in Haiti right after the earthquake that killed 250,000 people. That earthquake devastated the infrastructure in that country. And when your infrastructure is wrecked, it is far too easy to die of almost anything. The tiniest little things that you and I take for granted just don't exist. There's no safety net of any kind. Okay, so here's where we're at. I'm editing this video. It's supposed to go out tomorrow, and I've had this idea. So basically, I haven't heard from Monster Toyo in over a year. Everybody thinks he's dead. If you go and you look at all the comments and everything, everybody thinks he got killed in the war. But I had this idea because I'm cutting up all the clips to make this video for you guys. And while I was cutting up these clips, one thing I realized is that he actually tagged the 2 actors that are in the video with them. And they've appeared in multiple videos with them. So I think they're his friends. So he tagged with them with an @ name. And I'm going to just give this a stab. It's really late in Ukraine right now. Everyone would be sleeping. But there's a chance that by the time I get up in the morning, I might have a message from them. So we're going to take one last stab to see if we can kind of bring some closure to this video and let you guys all know what is actually going on. Okay, so I was able to find the first actor, and looking at his post right here. So he hasn't posted in over 6 months, and he actually posted pretty regularly before that, so that's not helpful at all. In fact, that's also probably a bad sign. Let's check the other guy. Okay, this guy is active. This guy literally just posted like 4 hours ago. Give me a second. Okay, I'm gonna send this guy a message and let's see if he knows what's going on. It's like 3 in the morning over there right now, so I'm gonna go get some sleep and hopefully we have an answer in the morning. I mean, if this works, this is probably bad news. So anyhow, we'll see you in the morning. We got a message like super late last night when I was sleeping, apparently. Come on, computer, wake up. Okay, we got a message from the guy that was active yesterday. He's alive. He's gotta still be fighting. He just says, yes, he's alive. Wow, I wasn't expecting to get an answer. Okay, so obviously the story that I had in mind isn't gonna happen, but I always had a plan to do a fundraiser for the Ukrainian people. I know there's a ton of politics around the war and funding from our government and all that stuff. I wanna ignore the politics for a second. So I am going to tag a charity on this video. I'm gonna donate it to it. If you wanna support the cause, please donate to it as well.